Good afternoon. My name is Ryan Hunt. I'm going to be giving an informative speech about early childhood development and bilingualism. What is bilingualism? Is the first question. Bilingual is a term that has many definitions, which in research, depending on the group or individual, can be considered bilingual. Most common definition of being bilingual refers to when a child grows up and learns two different languages, or a person that speaks two or more languages. Some of the things that I'm going to be going over today are how children become bilingual in their early years. What are the advantages of being bilingual in childhood development, as well as disadvantages of bilingual development. Some of the advantages that come from bilingual development are children pick up on grammar, sounds, sentence structures of the second language, and intonations of that language a lot quicker. Between the ages of 0 and 3, a child's brain is suited to learn a second language, and that is when the child's brain is at its most flexible stage. In studies that show that bilingually exposed children and infants can detect a switch in language as early as 6 months old. Currently, about 15 to 20% of the United States is bilingual. That includes children and adults. Compared to Europe, where on average it's about 50% of people are bilingual. Part of the reason is here in the United States we have a culture of monolingual culture where people tend to stick to one language, as the idea is that children gain a better sense of a language and will be more successful in life being monolingual. Some of the other advantages that children have in developing their these bilingual skills is they have better problem and puzzle solving skills than monolingual children. Their response time at solving between puzzles and colors and shapes is faster than those of their monolingual peers. These children have higher cognitive flexibility because their brain can flip in between language at the flip of a switch. It's easier for them to resolve internal conflict in making decisions, as they've been doing that since the time that basically they are cognitively active. Some of the disadvantages of bilingual development are, number one, and the main one, it can cause speech delays. The speech delays are caused because of internal conflict on the brain not knowing which language to choose, whereas in effect, the not knowing what language to choose, the child has an internal conflict and will not respond. They also have issues that are caused with being bilingual. They will have a lot more of the tip of the tongue issues, where they'll be speaking and not be able to find the words that they need at that time, as their brain is having an internal conflict of delivering the words. Even though they know which words they're trying to say, it's at a loss and they have a tip of the tongue issue. Another disadvantage of it is mixing languages, where they will be speaking one but refer to an, other words in that other language. An easy example would be, let's say, a bilingual child speaking Spanish. They would say, instead of saying, I would like more milk, they ask for more leche, please, or more agua, please. This is an example of mixing languages, which is a disadvantage. Another disadvantage of being bilingual: most children, when they speak, um, have issues, don't have issues speaking, but most often find issues with reading and writing the languages, as their minor language they don't have that practice in, where with speaking and reading it's not so much of an issue, but writing the language they have issues there. The last big disadvantage of being bilingual is that there's a basis of prejudice, especially among children, that children that are bilingual often have accents and cannot speak properly. And in that event, children at the time, since it's something that's different, tend to bully these children, as they do not have the same language abilities or speaking abilities of their other children in their class. In conclusion, the development of bilingual is good for children because it gives them the ability to manage themselves better, as well as they'll have faster cognitive and problem-solving skills. The disadvantages, though, are the issues where they have the tip of the tongue issue, reading and writing issues, as well as the conflict issues inside themselves. With that, these are some of the benefits and disadvantages of early child development in bilingualism.